I'm happy to talk to you. I like your baby Yoda.
Oh, thank you.
It's hard being a reporter.
Oh my God, are those dead? If we don't figure out what they're covering up, everyone in this town could be in danger.
I want to talk to you about one of the most beautiful messages of the show, also really complicated, which is the importance of the search for the truth, How does this message has changed your life during and after doing the show?
I feel like the truth is something that's often covered or is seen in a bad way. And some people with the truth, they're like, oh, I don't want the truth because it might hurt me or it might hurt other people, but I think it's necessary to be truthful and to develop as people in today's society. I think it's necessary to be honest with each other and to be able to live in a world together, because honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, it did. It became a very profound thing, actually. The messages of the show while we were shooting it. And then when you were sort of seeing what was happening on the news and in real life, and particularly in 2020 with all the conspiracies that are kind of put out into the world about the coronavirus or the elections happening or whatever, and you start to realize how important the truth and actual facts really are in a time when it's so easy to get lost amongst all the noise of different people's perspectives and different narratives that are put out on the internet, that actually the sort of bare facts and the truth itself is so important. So the message of the show while we were making it became a very profound thing during that time that we were all living through.
Congratulations on season 2 of Home Before Dark. Even more congratulations because we still are during a pandemic, everything shut down. So what did you feel? How do you feel right now? What were the challenges of all that?
I don't know about you, but, there was so much difficulty and suffering and people losing their jobs and losing loved ones that we just felt so grateful every day, honestly, to even be able to do the show. We shut down after 3 episodes. We came back up when we knew we could do it really safely. We had all these crazy protocols in place to make sure everybody was safe. And you would have thought it was so weird, everybody sort of walking around looking like ET in their little like hazmat suits. But everyone, again, just felt so lucky to be able to do the thing that we love so much. And people adapted very quickly to it.
I absolutely love the dynamic between father and daughter. I see myself in you. And I want to ask you about that. What have you learned about each other?
I've learned that Jim likes peppermint tea. No, I'm just kidding. I've been so lucky to work with Jim because he's so good on his off-scene manners, and also when he's in the scene, he's such a good scene partner, and he's so immersed and puts himself into the character and sees the character like himself, and it's almost like that Matt is like his best friend. And we've been able to work with each other and just have this be really good dynamic that I think if it wasn't Jim that was playing Matt, I don't think Hildy and Matt would have the same relationship.
Yeah, we learn a lot from each other. We spend a lot of time together. We're around each other so much. And I learned so much from Brooklyn's just ability to be so sort of fun on set, even when we're going through something that's very difficult, and then Brooklyn just switches into being razor sharp and just totally focused, and we really focus on that, and the work that she puts in on the show as a young sort of 10-year-old at the time. I know she's 11 now, but it blows my mind every single time, that she's so focused, she's so prepared, but she's so able to have so much fun on the set, and she doesn't know how infectious that is for the whole crew and all the team around her, because everybody sort of feels that energy and gets through the day with the energy that she brings on set. So I learn a huge amount just from being around her, and we're around each other all the time. So
Aw, Jimbo.
It's a gift. It's a gift. Don't cry, Brooklyn. Don't cry.
We know that this show adapts a lot of things that this journalist lived, Hilde. What was the process to choose what to show in the show, what to make different, what to adapt, and also like do an homage to this journalist.
You know, it was interesting. In the first season, we talked a lot to Hildy and her father because they have a very interesting relationship. So we really drew a lot from the way that they talk to each other. It was very unusual. You know, normally when you would have a scene between a father and a daughter, it would be like, you know, I'm very disappointed in you and da da da. And our scenes, it's like he's going like, it's bad journalism, you know, and she's like, oh, because to her, that's the worst thing you could say to her. So it made for very interesting scenes, just actually observing Matt and Hildy and kind of trying to bring that ethos to the show. The real story was more that Hildy was brought back to her hometown by her parents, and her dad was kind of disaffected with journalism and feeling really sad and decided he didn't want to do it anymore. And she said, you know, you may not be a journalist anymore, but I still am, and I'm going to keep going out and looking for stories. And she did, and within a week or two, she had scooped the local paper on a murder, and everybody said it wasn't a murder, it was an accident, and who are you, and sit down and shut up. All of that stuff was true, and it turned out she was right, it was a murder. And so, you know, that was all from true life, but we had to fictionalize the sort of crime that Matt was dealing with from his childhood. So that part of it was fictional. And then in season 2, our challenge was to kind of bring things from real life that were from research or different cases that we had seen out in the world that we felt very compelled by, so they could still have that very real feeling.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for this talk and for this show. Of course.
Oh, thank you so much for being here, Diana. The first place I went when I was able to travel again is Mexico. I love it so much. It was so wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you for choosing my country. I hope
it was beautiful. Soon. We had the best time. Okay, take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
I cannot stop her from speaking the truth.